Hello everyone, it's Brianna Ray from BriIY here to bring you another video. Now don't make fun, but I saw somebody on the internet do it, so now I want to do it too. Surprise, surprise. I'm also on a cat kick, so I've got all of these adorable little cat images that I got off of Canva, and I wanted to try, there was oh gosh, I'm gonna insert his name right here. I can't remember his name right now as I'm filming it, and I'm filming on my phone, so I can't just look it up. But he did this awesome like series, I guess, of reels on either Facebook or maybe YouTube Shorts, where he kind of took the same image, split it in fours, and then did the same image in 4 different styles. And I wanted to see if I could recreate those styles and see if they were, easy enough to do, basically. So I believe he did it with, oh gosh, Jake from Adventure Time. I've never seen Adventure Time. That's I don't know if that's gonna be like a deal breaker for some of you. If that's your favorite show, I'm really sorry. I've just never seen it. But I thought it was really cool. He did it in kind of like an X-ray style. There was a glitch style, a drip style, and a glow. So I think that I can pull these things off, and I've got 4 different cats to try out all the 4 different styles. And I think I'm gonna start with the glitch effect, which has been, I think, pretty popular as like a trend on TikTok as of recently, how to add that glitch effect or to draw it into things, or at least I've seen it around a whole lot. So I'm gonna start with that one nice and big because I think it's, I've seen it the most, and then I'll start throwing in some of my different ideas. I've got my pencil and my eraser to edit as I go, and I'm just kind of excited to try these things out. So let's see how they look. Much lighter, that's more like it. And we are gonna get started with a blue and a red marker. I'm gonna use the same colors that I originally used in my red and blue light video, drawing with different colored lights video that I did last week. So I already had them kind of sitting on top, so it just seemed right to do. Basically, the way that this works, if I'm not mistaken, is that we just have to put red on one side of the center line, blue on the other side of the center line, and then we add like a white gel pen, or I have even just like some whiteout or something to kind of create the glitch marks inside of it. So I'm going to start just by going around the edges. All right, not too bad. And let's switch to the blue, and all of the blue is going to go on the right side. So I'm gonna try to line them up pretty evenly, but not overlap them. Now the goal is to go through and add some kind of like streaks going out in either direction. So I might do this in a couple of places just to add like more of that effect to it. So you can already see how the effect's kind of coming together. Now what you're gonna do is take a white gel pen or like a white acrylic paint, something, and kind of break up a little bit more of the lines. Cool. I think it worked. I mean, that definitely looks like a glitch to me, right? Nice. I think it's time to move on to our second style. The next one I'm going to do is a glow effect, and of course gotta keep erasing, so I'm gonna do this one at the bottom. I don't know why, I'm just kind of picking a random order. So generally, and I've done kind of a glow look before on a canvas that I followed like a sort of a neon painting formula to get, and from that I learned that the glow itself is actually white. So this very center part is going to be very white, and then it's slowly kind of going to diffuse into something darker, or really just kind of diffuse into the background. So depending on what your background color is, and in my case it was black, the color got slowly darker. For this one, it's going to have to get a little bit lighter. So I'm going to use this as my brightest color, this green. This is the Nahuhu marker again, number 46. So I'm going to go on either side of the center line, or this like original cat line here. Actually, I don't even think it really matters, because I think I'm just going to go back over it with some of this white paint since I have it out to create that glow afterward. And then use a similarly colored pencil to diffuse the light out at the edges. So let's kind of get started with that. Alright, I've got my nice thick line and I've got a matching green color. So now I'm just going to go around the edges and just start smoothing out the light a bit. So it's going to be kind of darker up close to the line, and then it's going to fade out into a nice diffused color. And I'm going to try to keep as much of the shape in there as I can muster. Alright, so you can kind of see how it already has that like glowed look. And of course I have all that diffusing happening on the outside, but also on the inside. That's what kind of gives it this like glowing from the outside effect, really. So all those outlines are what is glowing, and you need to make sure to go on both sides. So now I am going to try to level this up a bit by dipping into this white paint, and I feel like I need to get a much sharper paintbrush to kind of go around this, and I'm gonna go right in the middle of the darkest lines. So the effect is definitely there. I think what would have made this better is a better consistency, like in the line thickness. So if it remained this thick the whole time instead of kind of getting thicker at some places, and that's because I was doing this with a paintbrush instead of my white gel pens, which have mysteriously gone missing. I think that would have made a difference here, but overall I think the effect is there, and I kind of like the way that it looks. I wish I maybe would have gone with something other than green, because now it just kind of looks like a radioactive cat, but I digress. I think it's cute, and I'm ready to move on to the next style. So I'm going to move on to this friend right here. This is going to be a very different style. It's not going to be as colorful. We're going to do the X-ray style with this one, and all this is going to require is, again, some white. I'm going to continue using my acrylic because I have a little bit of it out still, and black this time. So I'm going to start off by going around the entire outline in black, so I'm not going to bother with the eraser this time because frankly I don't need it. And then I'm going to kind of scribble over a portion of it and replace the lines that I covered up with white to kind of look as if it was viewed through an X-ray machine. I'll be honest, of all the references I used, this cat looks the jankiest. I mean, his legs look weird, his face looks weird, all of this is jank, and I'm not loving it. But that's not the point of this, so I'm gonna cap this guy back up and switch to my chisel side, nice and thick, and I'm just gonna go over in just, I guess, a random zigzag pattern, so like that. So you might be thinking, oh no, I ruined the piece. Wrong. That is where you're wrong. So now I'm going to take my white acrylic and I'm going to fill in the lines that I accidentally, she said in air quotes, covered. So I'm actually going to let this one dry, and then I'm going to come back and clean up the edges so that the thinness of it is about accurate. But I need for the acrylic paint to dry so that I can color over it with the marker. So while that's happening, I think it's time to move on to our last one, which is a drip effect. So for this one kind of requires a little bit of a modification to the outlines. So right up at the bottom here, I'm going to sort of grab from an edge and I'm going to create this like teardrop shape coming down off of it, and I'm going to do them in like varying sizes. And some of them maybe a little bit thinner and less dramatic. So you can see that all the drips are really focused to that bottom edge more so. And now I'm just gonna color it. So evidently my camera was off while I was outlining that, but I did kind of add a little extra drip at the very tip top of the tail. And this one kind of maintains all of its original color and design, so I could theoretically leave this white, but I don't want to. I kind of want it to be orange. Right, let's do some final thoughts while I'm cleaning up these edges over here. So overall, I kind of like that I'm filming this around October time, because frankly, I think that these are some like spooky style filters, and I think that that's like super fun for you know, Halloween, this might be a fun little way to kind of level up anything that you might be doing more traditionally. If you have kind of a specific style that you normally go for, this is definitely a way to jazz up what you normally go for and just sort of add an extra spin. Like I kind of just said, it feels like a filter. It feels like you're drawing a filter onto your art, and that's really fun and spooky for the holidays. I think all of these kind of have a more spooky vibe. You know, the radioactive glow, I think specifically, and this like melting goo look really contributed to that image in my mind, that this is a very like Halloweeny. Even glitches I feel like are very what's the word, not, I mean, they're not spooky inherently, but they definitely feel a little bit more like it's in a you know, scary movie or something, and you know, the TV always kind of like goes out or whatever. I think this is a weirdly spooky collection of images, and there's something about cats too that just, it feels very very Halloween in essence, and I quite like the way that these turned out. I think they were fun and different. I mean, this is something that I don't normally do. I feel like I always kind of go for very traditional looking flowers or, you know, portraits and things like that. So this was a nice way to kind of get out of my comfort zone, and also a fun exercise that taught me maybe some different effects that I can add into some art that I create in the future. So overall, I really liked it. I hope you guys did too. I hope you learned something today. And if you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I do put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye.